Yo, what is up, my fellow virgins? Your boy Aben like 6 sauce can never take a motherfucking loss. You feel what I'm saying? Today we about to react to the fight business as always. You feel what I'm saying? We about to react to Conor McGregor's words are catching up to him. Let's be honest, bro. The real words that's catching up is to Khabib. No matter how you say his fucking name, man. You feel what I'm saying? How's Noah? Huh? Support the fight business. It's always a good day when the fight business record a video.
Karma is usually translated in the West as actions. And from a certain point of view, you can say that's so.
Karma is inevitable. Sooner or later, it gets us all, and all debts are paid in full.
So if you think more deeply about it, what it's referring to is the compulsiveness of our behavior. We act and speak and think in certain ways.
You can run, but you will never outlast it. No matter who you are, a bum or a multimillionaire, life always finds a way to humble you. From his meteoric rise to stardom to his stunning falls, McGregor's career is a tale of unparalleled highs and lows, but I've noticed one thing that is central to his journey: karma. McGregor, the brash and confident Irishman who once seemed untouchable, has faced the consequences of his actions in ways both insane and poetic.
This whole thing? With the angle leak?
Yeah. Now, I know I posted a video not too long ago explaining how he ruined his career through inactivity, but today I'm cooking something different. Let's take a look at 4 specific occasions in McGregor's career that might make you question your beliefs.
Panic wrestler. That's who I fight. Dustin's going out.
Listen, bro, I'm gonna give it to you right now. You might have some good points, but Conor McGregor, I won't say the reason for me to like MMA, but he plays a big role on why I watch MMA today. I'm looking for that next Conor McGregor, you feel me, or something better than that. You know, we got the Charles Oliveira's, the Tom Aspinalls, the Leon Edwards, the Kamaru Usmans. You feel what I'm saying? The Shot Cop Romanovs. I'm sorry I was saying Ian Gary, but we got the MVPs and shit like that. But we got some good ass fighters. You know what I'm saying? Alex Pereira, Yuri Prohaska. You feel what I'm saying? You got some good ass fighters. So McGregor plays a big part in a lot of this shit. I won't say he's motivated a lot of people. Don't get me wrong. He motivates everyone. He just has an impact on a lot of people, you know?
On a stretcher. That's my prediction.
I'm gonna just say he got a lot of aura.
You bottled it, mate. You bottled it with a soft toe. Don't ever forget it.
Whichever higher beings you believe in, he was around to serve the biggest star in MMA his own dose of karma. Take a look back and observe, and you'll see what I mean. Actually, allow me to do it.
Fighting Business is one of my favorite new channels going right now.
Thank you to the Fighting Business. Absolutely amazing.
You may be young, fast, and powerful with impeccable timing and deadly precision.
I honestly feel I'm at a stage in my life where I can overcome anything. I can conquer anything. That's where I feel I'm at now.
You may have the company worshipping you and the president himself singing your praises.
He throws that left hand so effortless, but when it touches people, man, they go down. The kid is super special, man.
Hell, you may have an entire nation behind you, following you everywhere to offer their support, but no matter how bulletproof you think you are, and no matter how delusional your self-belief is, beneath the surface lays a simple truth that will eventually catch up to you if you fuck around too much.
So, like, after the fact, there was speculation.
Y'all probably thinking, why you ain't saying nothing? I ain't saying nothing because it's McGregor and I gotta lock in and I gotta take my notes. You feel me? We all got locked in right now.
That was a career ender. Now, what
I thought it was over as well.
Prior to 2016, Conor McGregor was untouchable, impervious to failure and karma. All that he said was gospel, and you could simply not envision a scenario where he would fail. Back in those days, you denied him of greatness, and next thing you know, you're getting flamed to hell and back by a horde of passionate Irish fans, and, well, you can't really blame them. Mystic Mac was out there predicting the future, and whatever he said came true. In addition to his entertaining personality and style, what drew the masses to Conor McGregor was his commitment to being a fighter. From the very start, McGregor made it known he was obsessed with the sport.
I have an unhealthy obsession with spending money.
His activity and consistency is what truly separated him from the rest of the pack.
But I have a healthy obsession with making it, so it's all good.
He fought often, fought anyone, and even fought when injured. Those who did not abide with his principles were subject to ridicule. Anyone who pulled out was a coward. Those who did not fight consistently were labeled has-beens. And last but not least, those who shot for takedowns were afraid for their lives. Panic wrestlers. Every last one of them.
Panic wrestler. That's who I fight.
And if they're not a wrestler, if they're not a panic wrestler, they will become a panic wrestler. And that's as simple as that.
When Conor McGregor defeated Jose Aldo at UFC 194, just as he had promised, his reputation as a once-in-a-lifetime striker grew to unprecedented levels. That left hand of his was so deadly and accurate that even welterweights would turn into panic wrestlers. For now, though, lightweight was the next move, and McGregor was scheduled to face the champion, Rafael dos Anjos, at UFC 196, but he went running too.
It's always happening. They always pull, they always run, they always make it out like they want it, but really they don't want it. So I was expecting it, you know. I looked at the picture Dos Anjos put up, and it's a bruise. I mean, I heard ice works wonders. What you want me to say?
Keep those words in mind. More on this later, but with RDA out of 196, Nate Diaz stepped in. Diaz, a skilled boxer known for his endurance and stupid chin, was going to be no exception. McGregor predicted a first-round knockout because not even Nate Diaz was capable of withstanding that left hand. In their fight, however, Nate endured that left hand over and over again and did not back off or panic wrestle. In the second, when a bloody Nate Diaz landed his signature 1-2, McGregor did something we never expected him to do: panic wrestle. Needless to say, Diaz, a black belt, easily got the better of the grappling exchange and became the first person to defeat Conor in the UFC.
He's shooting for a takedown, and I'm like, oh, you're a wrestler now. You're a wrestler. I remember I'm the black belt in jiu-jitsu, and you're shooting on me now, so me and you know that this is a wrap. This is a wrap.
I'm sure that 1-2 by Diaz was empowered by karma itself, and it turns out McGregor himself was not opposed to wrestling when he needed to. The loss to Diaz was avenged a few months later, and McGregor was right back on track when he dismantled Eddie Alvarez at UFC 205, fulfilling destiny as he became the first ever simultaneous double champ in UFC history. And then we didn't see him inside the octagon for 2 years. In 2018, he made his return and was ripe for another dose of karma, this time on the biggest stage in MMA. Billed up as the big...
This fight, this whole everything wasn't karma. You feel me? Only the real niggas know he was right.
His grudge match in history, McGregor showed no mercy.
I am going to truly love putting a bad beating on this little glass jaw rat.
In addition to calling Khabib a glass jaw rat and a panic wrestler, he went after his family and promised Khabib danger outside of competition.
Oh, you just show up to this fight and we do this the noble way. Pull out and then you know what's gonna happen to you back home, kid. So that's all I'll say about that.
Fuck peace. There will never be peace here. I always say you should aim for peace. But if you can't aim for peace, aim between the eyes.
McGregor wanted a war at UFC 229, but the battle with Khabib alone was too much. Controlled in the first, mauled in the second, and slapped in the third, McGregor broke character towards the end, letting Khabib know. Only one person entered the octagon with an iron mindset and thirst for war, and it was not Conor McGregor. After submitting the Irish superstar in the 4th round, Khabib went to demonstrate true warfare at cage side. After the bus attack in the press conferences, McGregor got the war he wanted, and he was simply not prepared. For a lot of people, UFC 229 was the end of Conor McGregor after such a bad loss to someone he hated. On a stage as big as UFC 229, there was no coming back, but after another long layoff and a quick victory over an aging, stiff and stuck in the mud Donald Cerrone, Conor charted a quick route back to title contention. All he had to do was get past Dustin Poirier, someone he had beaten before, but the rematch at UFC 257 went a lot different than most expected. You know what happened. It was all cordial and friendly between Poirier and McGregor. There was a little karma involved as the hand-picked ticket back to the title ended up knocking out McGregor himself, but let's move on to the trilogy, on to UFC 264. McGregor reverted to his old, and perhaps his true persona, maybe to get an edge over Poirier, but I believe he was just unhinged. Before this, Conor McGregor talked trash. For 264, he simply talked vile.
Last question, win by KO or just to win? Saturday night.
KO, out on a stretcher, this man is going.
I'm gonna go through his head, put holes in them and take it off its shoulders. That's the goal here.
Even hardcore Conor fans thought he was maybe going a bit too far. His entire personality had developed to what looked like a seething and screaming psychopath.
I'm gonna make this man pay with his life, and I mean it. You're dead in that octagon tomorrow night.
From Mystic Mac prophesying a knockout to screaming bloody murder, McGregor marched to the octagon with nothing but hate. That man, with everything he had said and promised, was the most evil individual in MMA that night. And spoiler alert, Everything McGregor said in the build-up came back to bite, and even cripple him. Pretty much literally. First one to shoot a takedown, McGregor.
My record in mixed martial arts competition is 19 wins and 1 loss. I only count knockouts.
First one to attempt a submission, McGregor.
Oh, I said I'm going to take him out in a stretcher. He's going out in a stretcher in this fight.
The only one to be stretchered out of the octagon.
Dustin's going out in a stretcher. That's my prediction.
A broken man.
He's a corpse, a dead body, a blank face. It's gonna get his ass whooped and took out in a stretcher.
A dead body, hold up.
He's a corpse, a dead body, a blank face. It's gonna get his ass whooped and took out in a stretcher.
Conor McGregor. If UFC 229 was the end, then 264 was the burial, never mind the loss. The injury that Conor sustained was a death sentence, but even after such a bad night, McGregor often said, usually in a tweet at the end of UFC pay-per-views, that he was not done. Every lightweight and a handful of welterweights called him out.
Where you at, McNugget? Conor McGregor.
Come back down to featherweight.
You could fight me on steroids.
There's no weight you can choose it.
Conor McGregor, I want you.
Some of them multiple times, but this one dude was especially persistent, even showing up on WWE Raw to call him out.
Still got one dude on my mind.
3-year hiatus, barely relevant as a contender, bout scheduled at welterweight. None of that really mattered the moment Dana White announced the return of Conor McGregor. As much as he had regressed over the past couple of years in terms of fighting ability and general sanity, MMA fans knew for a fact that once the contract was signed, the announcement was official. McGregor was going to show up.
He's fought once in 8 years. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, he ain't fight too frequent for my liking. I need to be solid proof that people are going to show up, and he's a consistent pull-out merchant.
After all, Conor McGregor despises pull-out merchants.
I looked at the picture Dos Anjos put up, and it's a bruise. I mean, I heard ice works wonders. What do you want me to say?
Hi guys, here I am again. Conor McGregor is out of 303 versus Michael Chandler with an injury.
It really came full circle, didn't it?
You bottled it, mate. You bottled it with a soft toe. Don't ever forget it.
Nearly 8 years later, Rafael Dos Anjos was allowed an opportunity to deliver a response to McGregor, and his tweet really puts into perspective how much has changed. For years, RDA was laughed at because the guy had the gall to pull out of a mega fight due to a broken foot. But now, you have Conor McGregor who pulled out of a record-setting event with a bruised toe. That's how far the mighty have fallen. That's what karma does to a man. From the peak of the sport to the current depths of defeat and irrelevancy, Conor McGregor's journey underscores a timeless truth. Karma is indeed inevitable, whether we see him again or not. His story serves as a reminder that no one is beyond the reach of their actions. I said it before and I'll say it again. Life always finds a way to humble you.
McGregor's gonna come back and fucking shine, bro. I promise.